Bitcoin in
Coinbase
general
was in our portfolio, and it fell. I think we took what did we take? Like a single-digit loss on it. But I was worried with the SEC coming after them, and the SEC. The way the SEC operates is they usually wait for a division to operate over time, and then you can go after them, and then you can get massive damages, right? Because there's no damages, it makes no sense to come after a company. The SEC, what they did to Coinbase and their lending division, Lend, they said you can't launch this, even though Coinbase and their legal department just did everything that they gave the SEC, everything they want. The SEC just didn't want to see. They didn't want to work with them. They're like, too bad. So the fact the SEC has a thing for Coinbase made me worried. So we sold at a small loss, and it's a little bit higher now. I mean, it was a lot higher, but it's down about 5-6%. It was down like 12% earlier. I'm looking at it now. It's down like 5-6%.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at Coinbase, and this is a company that makes its profits through trading, and maybe that changes. They got a couple. I think they're investing 10% of their net income or their profits into crypto investments now. And they're going to create a whole bunch of products like Galaxy Digital, Voyager. Those are really good names in the space, right? They do lots and lots of stuff, trading, research, analytics. But right now it's all trading. But if you look at Bitcoin and its market cap compared to the entire industry of crypto, it's about 42-43%. And if you look at the biggest people in the space, at least so they say and they claim, they're hodlers, right? That they hold on for dear lifers, right? They hold on forever. And if you're doing that, you're not trading the security. It's almost like if you have the FANG names and you're not trading the FANG names, which account for 20% of, you can say the market's still going to do good and there's going to be trading in the platforms. But when you take those off and people are just buying Microsoft and Meta now, Facebook, I can't believe Facebook changed its name. Anyway, and the Amazons and stuff like that, and you're holding them forever, it's going to result in not as much growth, right? And you need that fast growth. So I wonder if that's an indicator, because they really missed estimates by a lot. They're the premier company, but we also know that people love free trading. And these guys charge a lot. If you're trading $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 in crypto, they nail you. A few $100s here, a few $100, $3, $4, whatever it is, they nail you. And for the bigger accounts, that's they can go to other platforms. But I wonder if you're looking at Coinbase, is it overvalued? They're going to have to innovate, but the current model where they're generating most of their profits off of trading, and the fact that we probably will go that way in trading, where it will be free, just like it is for stocks on most of these online platforms, it makes me a little skeptical. And I'm not surprised that they missed by a mile, but let's see what they do going forward. Again, it's hard to predict. Crypto's all over the place, but with crypto at all-time highs, these guys should have had a good month last month and a half. And it didn't show up in their results, which I don't know if I'd be buy here.
I would if you're comfortable long-term with this. I'm going to go out on a little bit of a limb here, and I'll even hand you the saw, Frank. I agree with everything you said on the trading concept, because if the majority of Bitcoin holders are going to hold forever, that's going to be detrimental to your business model. That's why they have a lot of other coins, even the meme coins and things like that, because they just want those fees. They want activity. I don't think it's a far stretch on Coinbase, but you got to be patient, because it has run higher. I think it's near, before the earnings report, I think it was basically near where it opened up.
Not where it IPO, but
on the IPO. It was around 350 it spiked, but it wouldn't. I don't think it's a long stretch to think of Coinbase as evolving into a holding company over time. But I could be dead wrong on that. So you're right. I think that over time, your trading platform revenue is going to go down. I think it's going to be like stocks and be more free, or go towards that race towards zero. But when you have 10% of your net income or operating income, however they're doing that, investing, you're turning into a Galaxy Digital or a Goldman Sachs, to where you could be valued at, hey, we got a lot of swings at bat here. We're going to invest in all these companies. They obviously have a great pulse on the market, and they're the only game in town. One of the only games in town from a standpoint of a lot of institutional money can flow into Coinbase.
Clearing,
yes. Mm-hmm. And it can flow into Coinbase a lot easier than it can Galaxy Digital right now, which is over-the-counter stocks and all that. I think that'll all change. But it's hard for me not to, like, if somebody's like, hey, would you buy Coinbase here? Yeah, I'd probably have exposure to it if you're bullish on crypto and you don't want to play crypto in general. I don't know why you wouldn't, but this is more of an interesting stock to pay attention to. I was going to buy it when it came out, but then I thought we were going to recommend it. I haven't bought it since we sold it. It did kind of spike on us a little bit.
So my question,
but it's a great thing to look at. Yeah.
So my question to you is, why buy Coinbase as a play on crypto when you could buy Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's easily outperforming it?
Because That's a good question. You would want to, you have to buy into that holding company mentality.
Yes,
So, hey, what?
And the innovation.
Yeah, and that's a big, I mean, you're betting on management to make good decisions. I'm not saying that's a layup. I'm simply saying, like, how I would view that is to say, okay, you got this core business model and you're trading and you're doing these, other products, but I need to bet on you taking some of that profit and finding the next whatever and it blowing up. And then all of a sudden you report earnings and you say, hey, oh, by the way, we got $10 billion in this stake that we're going to IPO later on. And so it's more of a holding company like that. And that's a long way away.
And this is my opinion, right? Obviously, but I've had, two of my contacts who are deep in crypto that helped me tremendously get in front of trends that were incredible. And it resulted in amazing performance and still amazing performance in our crypto intelligence newsletter, which we just got a lot of people signed up to, which I'm very happy about. But they were disagreeing with me when I said this because I posted this on Twitter at Frank Curzio, and they're like, Frank, what all these shit coins and Dogecoin, that's what they're trading. But the big money really comes from those institutional trades. But the one thing that scares the hell out of me is the SEC is really, really fallen behind on this, has fallen behind tremendously. They have to come out, right? And they did this for Ripple. These things are securities. They're securities. They trade like securities. They're securities. They meet the definition of securities. Right now, if the SEC comes out and deems these securities, what that means is they're going to have to show their financials, show their cash balances, show the insider holdings. They're going to have to report financials. None of these companies will do that. They'll run to Binance. They'll run to overseas platforms immediately, which a lot of these things are already trading on, and they'll come off Coinbase immediately. But the SEC is going to do that sooner or later. Why they didn't do it yet, I don't know, because that's going to make the security token industry absolutely boom, right? Because that's going to be a great outlet, because these are for the companies that are doing it right. Now you could raise money, come up with ideas, say I'm building a metaverse platform and I'm hiring a guy where, after he builds it, I'm going to fly him to space and then when we get back down, we're going to build an EV and say all the right buzzwords, and my valuation would be tremendously high. Put this on a platform, create this. You need a utility token in order to come to space with me and to go into my EV that I'm going to build 15 years from now. And then I could sell that whole entire thing, make a fortune, and I don't have to report anything right now. That's this industry. That's the shitcoin industry. And it's very, very dangerous. It's great technologies, but the coin itself is not attached to the company a lot of times. You have to have a utility feature. And if that you don't have a utility feature, you're not using the coin. So these guys are going to keep producing coins, right? So it's dilution. And they're selling into the market. They're making a fortune. You have no idea who's selling when, 10% of reporters have to report with the SEC. That's one of the things that scares me right now. And the SEC, just based on what they did with Lend, with the Lend division, they don't like Coinbase. It's clear. They don't like them. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But the SEC, the more further they fall behind, the more crypto gets integrated into the world. Everybody's is being a part of this now, and it will be interesting to see how they do this. And then Coinbase is, again, they took out the proper licenses to go to security tokens. They're going to do that. If they see the future, they should do that. But the SEC has a lot of control here with a lot of these garbage coins, and if they deem securities, which they are securities by definition, watch out, because you're going to see a massive exodus of these names. Everyone's going to have to be forced to sell them and buy them on other platforms. But, Coinbase could be in a lot of trouble if that happens. And that's why they really need to innovate and find other ways to make money off their crypto. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. But
well, the SEC can be bought off, and the time to buy this stock on that would be as soon as they announce the fee that they have to pay, then you could buy them, because they hate uncertainty. So, just like Ripple and everybody else.
Thanks for saying that with my company and the SEC. They can be bought off. We're going to get a knock on our door.
That's funny. Did I say bought off? I meant contributed
I know what
campaigns.
You mean. With fees and everybody else paying these fees and stuff. But
guys.
I mean, you pay your fees, you get slapped on the wrist. Again, they have slush funds for this stuff. Most of the financial companies where, and that it's done, no fault. It's a big game and everything.